Bill Belichick and his girlfriend Jordon Hudson. We knew that story wasn't over, but it's worse. Guys, it might actually be elder abuse.
Might be understating the spiciness, honestly, at this point, in terms of how this has gone behind the scenes.
This is a quote on what Jordan's been like to work with.
She is the worst person I've ever met on earth, and I've worked with multiple sociopaths.
Oh boy.
End quote.
Sociopath? One more time, let's double check.
She is the worst person I've ever met on earth, and I've worked with multiple sociopaths.
Is Bill in trouble, or did he find the one person on earth scarier than him? Oh my God, are they a perfect match made in hell? Gargoyle meets Beauty Queen, and they burn down the world together. Last week, we dropped our Belichick episode about how odd things had become with his girlfriend. Thought that would be it for a while. It's not. CBS aired what turned into a strange and awkward interview with Belichick.
Jordon was a constant presence during our interview.
So there was that interview that shriveled everyone's testes.
Did you guys meet?
Not talking about this.
No?
No.
It's a topic neither one of them is comfortable commenting on.
We also learned that Jordon had built a $9 million real estate empire since she began dating Bill. Hard Knocks canceled their plans to feature UNC because of Jordon's demand to be heavily involved in the show. Basically, we were able to conclude from afar she was succeeding with a hostile takeover of the impenetrable Belichick brand. But wait, there's more.
That Jordon Hudson is no longer allowed in the football building. She is not allowed on the football field. Quote, don't think you'll be hearing much from Jordon moving forward.
Do you know how irritating you have to be for North Carolina to ban a Jordon? She was banned and then unbanned in a matter of hours today, all because one of my favorite reporters, Pablo Torre, does indeed fuck around and find out.
Bill Belichick's family is extraordinarily concerned about what has transpired.
He spoke to 11 different sources to reveal that the Jordon Hudson situation is as bad as we all imagined, and probably worse because Bill thinks she's actually a genius. So go check out Pablo's full podcast here on YouTube about this situation. Let him know That's Good Sports sent you. Today, here on That's Good Sports, I'll reveal this new information and how it led to Hudson getting banned and then unbanned from North Carolina. Not the state, but the football program. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you guys, because we hit our 6,000 sign-up goal at Underdog. 6,000 of you used my code, That's Good, or TGS, and signed up to play daily fantasy or in pick'em games over at Underdog, which means we officially hit our $60,000 bonus here on That's Good Sports. Great. I couldn't have done it without you guys. It means the fucking world to me. And not just because that's an insane amount of money to get in a bonus. It helps Johnny Barks and Will Keys, the guys who build this channel, who make it fucking hum every single week. That's the type of shit we need to keep doing to keep moving forward and plowing through this weird sports media landscape. But I can't do it without your help, and you guys showed up, and you showed up big time through this last year, and from the bottom of my cold, black, tiny, barely beating little heart, thank you guys. Thank you guys, we're just getting frickin' started. Yeah! Can't wait to buy some whiskey, some nice whiskey. All right, now I know the fact that I'm talking about this again is dumb, but we've got a great Raiders episode dropping for you tomorrow, all right? So come back. Now, shortly after I uploaded the last Belichick episode, it came out that Jordon Hudson has also forced her way into that Dunkin' Donuts commercial that aired during the Super Bowl.
Affleck's and Belichick. Done, Kings!
A little more spirit on the, on the charge next time, all right?
There she is. That was not planned by anyone other than her. That alone, not a huge deal. Donuts are amazing. Who wouldn't want to be associated with donuts and be seen during the Super Bowl talking about donuts? She's standing behind Ben Affleck, star of Armageddon, a perfect metaphor for the Armageddon of Belichick's legacy. Jordon is the asteroid in that movie, by the way, and what Bill really needs is for Ben Affleck to contribute to a legacy-saving mission right now. Alone, a Dunkin' Donuts commercial, not a huge deal, who cares, right? But pair that with the weird CBS interview, the takeover of Belichick's media presence by Jordon, and new reports.
What I've been told is that Bill Belichick entrusted Jordon Hudson with the power to run his new media empire. Quote, Jordon was my boss. To quote another, the level of cockiness to go along with the absence of resume is stunning.
And we've got a problem. Bill has allowed Jordon to be his PR manager. The problem isn't that she's not qualified for that role, it's that she wants to be famous. You can't be a good PR manager if you yourself are seeking fame. She successfully got into one of his commercials and from Pablo's reports made everyone uncomfortable during another commercial shoot.
Had arrived on set and started immediately pitching herself for a role that had not been discussed in this scripted 7-figure commercial shoot. That would also serve as, quote, the hard launch of their relationship.
Which is where this quote came from.
She is the worst person I've ever met on earth, and I've worked with multiple sociopaths.
Oh boy.
End quote.
This story's not really about their personal relationship. This is about how she's inserted herself professionally. In that interview, a documentation of her failing as a PR manager, but her other job is Bill's media head point, right? She's in charge of all of his media handlings. And we've got CBS, we've got Hard Knocks, we've got NFL Films, all having sources saying she is not pleasant to work with. That's a bad sign. She was also caught on Bill's mic during an NFL Film shoot. NFL Films talking shit about the people running the shoot.
They're talking shit about graphics. They're talking so much about the graphics people.
Both her and Bill were trash talking the people they were working with in real time, and everyone in the control room could hear them because he was wearing a microphone. She's not only hard to work with, she wants to run his media empire and doesn't understand how microphones work. She's like Robert Durst, except possibly a little more dangerous. Why was Jordon so concerned about revealing how she and Bill met, right? That was a big question last episode. We alluded to it in the video, but it is because when they were on that plane together on that first flight, she was 19 years old. Bill was also still in his longtime relationship with Linda Holliday at the time, and being so adamant about not answering the question about how they met, Jordon inadvertently made this a PR nightmare for Bill. Thank God she's in charge of PR. It should be noted, Jordon was reading a book called Deductive Logic on that infamous plane ride. The literary device here is called foreshadowing, as the entire media world has been using deductive logic to determine why Bill is allowing this to happen. There was a lot of speculation last week, but now it's clear that people who work with Belichick are concerned and that his family also concerned. It's like Bill drafted a rookie quarterback in the 7th round and then made that quarterback the general manager his rookie year. Quote, there's deep worry for how detrimental Jordon can be for not just North Carolina, but Bill's legacy and reputation. Everything he has built and worked for over decades. That's a quote from a Belichick family member. Now, the funniest thing Pablo revealed is that Bill's inner circle is letting him down. Bill's inner circle is Josh McDaniels, Matt Patricia, and Michael Lombardi.
These are yes men.
Guys who don't want to jeopardize their friendship with Bill by being honest with him. Matt Patricia was referred to as Bill's doormat, which actually explains a lot. The sad part is this means Bill doesn't have any real friends, which actually explains a lot of this situation. Josh McDaniels has not once suggested trading Jordon Hudson for Jimmy Garoppolo or Matt Castle, and that's a goddamn shame. Now, outside of the age issue, Jordon being 19 when they met, there's a thought that Jordon is trying to keep this information about their relationship under wraps because
she may be saving exclusively any and all talk about their origin story, their relationship, for a potential reality show.
No.
in which she would be, the star. If this story keeps garnering this kind of attention, we are heading for a sports gossip Armageddon. Bill Belichick agreeing to be part of a reality show about his life? We're all fucking dead if that happens. The world is actually ending if that happens. If you thought the Baldwins was bad, just get ready. Now, it was back in March when the first reports leaked that Jordon was inserting herself into the UNC football program in ways that were not productive, right? She's definitely not drawing up plays, but when Bill hired his son Stephen Belichick, she fired off a bunch of internal emails to UNC in attempts to make sure Stephen wasn't viewed as a nepotism hire. She stated, though Steve Belichick is in fact Bill's son, he should be depicted and represented as his own established, credible entity as opposed to an extension of Bill. Hudson wrote in a December 22 email regarding the hiring, it can be easily misinterpreted that Steve is simply benefiting from nepotism, but that is not the case. Steve was fortunate to have learned defensive football strategy from the greatest defensive mind of all time. He has earned his position due to his performance and output. Hudson added that she wanted the school to avoid using photos of the Belichicks together and avoid referring to him as Bill's son. Sad that there was no mention of Stephen Belichick's greatest strength as a coach, his silver tongue. All of these things led to the big story that broke this morning from Pablo Torre, that Jordon Hudson has been banned from UNC.
That Jordon Hudson is no longer allowed in the football building. She is not allowed on the football field. Quote, don't think you'll be hearing much from Jordon moving forward.
That news spread like wildfire.
Well, hey there, everybody.
I said wildfire, not flower. Every media outlet ran with it, though. I started writing this GD episode, and then UNC countered with a statement saying, Jordon will continue to manage all activities related to Coach Belichick's personal brand outside of his responsibilities for Carolina football and the university. And while Jordon Hudson is not an employee at the University of Carolina Athletics, she is welcome to the Carolina football facilities. So this seems like UNC was forced to say this by Belichick. I think it's pretty clear UNC would prefer she's not around. There are zero other situations out there where a head coach has his significant other involved with football operations on any level.
And when I looked over there, I don't know, something just didn't look right.
And if they are involved in a PR role or media role, they're doing a good job because we don't hear about it. There's absolutely no reason for her to really be at the UNC facility other than to pick up her boyfriend from work. She can quote unquote be Bill's PR manager, head of media, whatever the fuck you want to call it, but in terms of what Bill needs to do in that building at UNC, she doesn't provide value there, right? I never thought I'd have to say this about Bill Belichick, but he needs to stay the fuck out of the spotlight and get back to football.
Do my job.
If UNC struggles come September, this is going to get much, much worse. If the Tar Heels are good, win some ball games, and Bill appears to be Bill on the sideline, we will forget about this like we do everything else. UNC may have taken the time to say Jordon is not banned from the facility, but UNC also reiterated that she is not an employee of UNC Athletics. The fact that they needed to clarify that is part of the issue, right? And I trust that Pablo has good sources at UNC like he mentions. I think his reporting is solid here, and that UNC would like nothing more than to distance themselves from Jordon. Pablo reiterated that idea himself on Twitter, saying, P.S. UNC can now choose to describe or change its position on Jordon Hudson's involvement however it wishes. Following the publication of our episode, we did request comment and filed dozens of FOIA requests that were not satisfied. And we stand by the specific reporting in our episode which came from the highest levels of the football program. If Jordon is indeed, say, she's not going away, the question is, how welcome she really is there, and which one of Bill's friends will tell him the truth.
The offices of the New England Patriots are not open to the public. Their secrets to success
are rarely discussed.
Maybe Pablo jumped the gun on Jordon actually being banned. Maybe the execs at UNC want her to be banned, but nobody really has that authority if Bill wants her there in whatever role. What we do know is there are more and more documented instances of her inserting herself into areas that are not helpful to Bill's new job or his legacy. Will that affect his ability to coach? I don't know. Buy some popcorn and a sixer of Natty Light.
When you're ready to eat. Once more natural light.
And get ready for some wild ACC football. Whew. Thanks for watching That's Good Sports. Breaking, impromptu, Belichick episode again. Raiders video coming up tomorrow, so come back Saturday morning and give it a watch.